Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sixer Sense podcast. I'm your host Lucas with not Chris. Chris is on vacation in New York, which I don't even understand why because he hates the Knicks. But I do have friend of the podcast and second time appearance. He is also the co-host of 14 Rings and NFC East podcast, and of course he's the co-host of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. My buddy, my friend Maurice is back on the podcast. Maurice, what's going on, my man?
I'm doing well, Lucas. This is now the third time I've seen you in less than a week.
I know.
Now
It's
we're
crazy,
here to talk basketball.
right? Our friendship started out in what is it? What was the app called? Not Clubhouse, and now we're doing podcasts together. It's crazy, but
let's
anyway,
talk Sixers.
Yeah, let's talk Sixers. There's a lot to talk about. There's some good and some bad. As you guys can see, I'm not wearing a Sixers jersey because we lost more games than we won this past between episodes. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, sadly.
So the lone bright spot is, hey guys, at least we can still beat the Brooklyn Nets. And by the way, Chris was at that game. I'm sure he'll talk about it next time he's on the podcast. But yeah. Chris was at the game. We were actually recording NBA Now and Then when this game was going on, at least part of it. I had it on in the background. Don't tell Uriah. But anyway, let's talk about it. The Sixers win 129-105. Maurice, what was the good from this game?
The good from this game is we can dominate bad teams. We're not playing to the level of other teams, at least so far this season. This was a good Tyrese Maxey game. This is a good game all around from everybody. I think he played everybody with the exception of Eric Gordon, who did not play.
And that's okay. We don't need Eric Gordon to play.
Even Kyle Lowry got in there and threw a chucked up
Coach
a three.
Kyle.
Yeah. Assistant coach Kyle Lowry. That's what he is now. Player coach. Yeah, so all around, this is just a dominating performance. The Brooklyn Nets are just awful. They're not even tanking. They're just really bad. They're going to get the number one pick unless the ping pong balls go a different way for them. But for the Sixers, Tyrese Maxey had a really good game. I mean, what's new? Kelly Oubre had a good game. VJ had a good game. Game was so easy they didn't need how to play Joel.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of good in this game. However, there was some bad. But before I get to that, Tyrese had what was it? Hang on, I gotta take off my glasses. I can't see.
The hair's in the way.
The hair's in the way, guys. Honestly, hair's outrageous right now. Okay, so anyway, Tyrese had 26 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Pretty solid game. Solid shooting night. 9 of 19, 4 of 9. VJ was solid. 16 points, 6 of 12, 2 of 5. 2 of 6 from the 3-point line. Kelly Oubre is probably the MVP of this game. 29 points on 21 shots. Look, very efficient game from Kelly Oubre. Came out the gate, just shooting the ball crazy good. Trent Wofford had a near triple-double in this game, 16, 9, and 7. I mean, the guy definitely came back to play. Maurice, me and Maurice have phone call conversations all the time about the Sixers. He's like, maybe Ben Simmons. I'm like, no, I'm going to stop you there because we already have a guy who's about 6'9".
I was joking.
Sure.
I was joking.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Nobody wants Ben Simmons back here. No one wants it.
But you know what? We do have somebody that can kind of do similar things that Ben can do. Wofford is 16, 9, and 7 game. Now, granted, this is in 25 minutes against a team that he played for last year. So, we wouldn't expect this production regularly, but look, the guy looked well and he even made 1 of 2 threes. So good for him. Outside of that, Quentin Grimes had 22 points, 13 assists. Really just, masterclass of the second unit there.
Yeah, he was a plus 32 for the game.
Plus 32. But speaking of like plus and minuses, let's get to the negative. What is your negative take from this game?
Well, we're seeing the trend already this season. Coach Nurse is playing these guys a lot of minutes.
Right.
A lot of minutes. Tyrese Maxey leads the league in minutes played. VJ is behind him at number 2. And I'm pretty sure Oubre is 4th.
Yeah.
You can't have 3 of your guys in the top 4 of minutes played. This is borderline Tibbs coaching right here. And we
No,
don't want
Nick
that.
Nurse said, "Oh, Tibbs is out of the league now. Hold my drink." That's what he said.
Right? Yeah,
that's what he said. And look, at the end of the day, 39 minutes in a blowout win for Tyrese Maxey, unacceptable. Kelly Oubre, 33 minutes. VJ, 33 minutes. Quentin Grimes, 32 minutes. There's no reason why anybody should be playing over 30 minutes in this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely appalling.
Yes.
And this bleeds into the next two games because the back-to-backs, the team was gassed in both games. So let's get to that. Let's go ahead and switch over to that, and I don't have the sound effects that Chris have, so no whoosh this episode, guys. Sorry about that. No, we can do an honorary whoosh, but that's about it. So anyway, Maurice, the Sixers lost a nail-biting and probably unexpected loss to the Chicago Bulls, despite them, being tied with the record at the time, 5-1, 113 to 111. So, was there any good in this game?
Well, first of all, both teams are not in the same tier. I think the Sixers are extremely better than the Chicago Bulls. Now, in this game, it happens. They blew a huge lead, 25-point lead, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It was in the 20s, yeah.
24, 25-point lead. They blew a huge lead. I'm not going to get too upset over it. It's November. It's not April. It's definitely not May. So you don't want to blow leads in the playoffs, that's for sure. So this happened in November. They took their foot off the gas. And I think the deeper issue in this game, besides minutes played, is Nick Nurse sat Joel for a whole quarter. Brought him back, immediately gave him the ball, made him the focal point of the offense, and he was ice cold. And Tyrese Maxey was ice cold. And I even tweeted this during the game. I think we're at the point now where we cannot run our offense through Joel Embiid, our normal offense.
No,
can't run it through Joel. It's not only is he, I'm not going to say he's a shell of himself, but he's not up to Joel Embiid's standards yet. Not yet. I give him some more time to ramp up. Give him some more time. It's still November, early November. Let's see what he is in January. Health included. We'll still see in January. But right now, you can't run your offense through him. And this offense isn't really going to be suitable for Joel Embiid. Now, don't get me wrong. Joel Embiid is one of the greatest offensive centers of all time. He's a walking bucket. You can look down and look back up, and you'd be like, wow, where did Joel Embiid get 25 points from? And in efficient minutes as well. But based off the personnel of this team right now, Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, McCain is back. Actually came back in this game. I forgot. He came back in this game. Grimes, Bona, even Oubre. These are young guys who want to run. And Joel Embiid slows down the offense. And we saw that in the second half of this game. Listen, they didn't score a bucket the last 6.5 minutes of this game. That's not acceptable.
Yeah,
Simply
absolutely.
Not.
Yeah, look, let's break it down even further, okay? 39 minutes again for Maxey. Joel's up to 26 minutes now. That's a good sign for Joel. And honestly, the positive here, Joel did not look complete. He didn't look like he lost his lift now. He actually had 4 blocks this game. Good for him. Chasing down some blocks. Good. That's what we need to see. Right? Defensive Joel. That's what we need. Not offensive Joel, defensive Joel. And to build on your point, yes, the ball went through the Maxey and Joel game. Look, this team is not built to survive on the Joel Maxey game anymore. Now, it's not like you can't sprinkle it in here or there.
Yeah.
But, Keith Pompey brought up in his podcast, and I tend to agree that the team's overall ball movement kind of stopped in the second half, especially during the fourth quarter. Look, it can't be hero ball time. Shot selection has to be better. The ball needs to move. There is no reason why VJ Edgecombe only has 12 points in this game. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Maxey had 39. Joel had 20. Kelly had 18. Cool. Why is VJ your fourth leading scorer? That's just not acceptable. Look, VJ can be a guy, but you got to let him be a guy. And him only getting 12 shot attempts a game. Now, granted, that's the third most among of the players, but you just need more. Now, I'll give Chicago credit; they never gave up, and Josh Giddey is looking like he is a more complete offensive version of what we hoped Ben Simmons would become. Right?
Yeah.
Gosh, we got to stop making Ben Simmons comps, but we won't. Anyway, so look, the offense needs to stop stalling, like you said, like with Embiid. Like, just look, Joel does not need to be an all-star anymore. We don't need him that. We just need him to space the floor, take open shots, and defend. Like Maxey and Edgecombe can do this, but ball needs to move more. Okay. Now, I will, we'll talk about like the guys that we're missing because we're definitely missing some guys, and hopefully that happens. McCain didn't make much of an imprint on this game. 1 rebound, 2 assists, -5 in this game.
Yes.
Yeah, look, it's hard. It's hard in this game for sure, but yeah, look, there's really not too much good besides the fact that Joel looks, like he actually can move on defense again, which is good, but still had some lapses, still was out of position a few times, but especially at the end of the game. But look,
that's what we need from Joel Embiid. You need Joel Embiid to be just simply play as a big man.
Yeah.
And I know he really hasn't done that since Kansas, and that's a good thing. It's a gift and a curse because he's so skillful. He's so talented as a center. He can score, he can rebound, he can block shots. All we need right now with this team is Joel Embiid to play like a big man. But what I mean by that is rebound, defend the paint, block shots, rim run, get down the field, get down. It's football. I'm talking football now. Get down the court.
Wrong podcast. Wrong podcast.
Get down the court. That's all we need Joel Embiid to do. We don't need him to put up 25 shots.
Yeah, for sure. Don't need to. For sure.
You got guys on the team who can get you a bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we get to the game, unless you had anything else to add. I don't.
Why is Jabari Walker starting?
Okay, so I can explain this. So sometimes you want to keep your bench unit in rotation. You don't want to break up your bench unit, so you don't want to bring up the next guy. Technically, Trent Wofford is a better player than Jabari Walker. I think we can acknowledge that now. Yes. But sometimes you want to keep your bench unit intact. So what do? You start the third unit guy, play him small minutes, so at least you can keep your bench unit intact so that you try to keep as much continuity in your rotation as ever. It's, filling one spot versus filling two, because if you bring up from the second unit to the first unit, then you have to bring up from the third unit to the second unit. So that. I mean, look, that's Doc Rivers used to do it all the time with Brian Scalabrine. Whenever Perk or KG, Brian Scalabrine is getting a shout out in this podcast. But whenever Perk or KG would miss a game, sometimes he would go with Big Baby, but most of the time he would go with Scal just to keep his rotation intact, and just give the bench guys a little bit more minutes. That's one way you can do it.
Okay, all right. Well, I will say this going forward with the Sixers, and before we even get to our last game coming up, I'm so anxious to see this team at full strength because we get PG back, you get Barlow back. There's so much depth on this team, and that's what really boggles my mind about the minutes played. Because I understand Maxey is very important to the team. Currently leads the league of scoring, for that matter. I think he's second in 3-pointers behind Steph Curry.
Yeah.
He's a major focal point of this team. The focal point, really. I mean, be honest with you. But these guys should not be playing more than 36 minutes when at full strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Tyrese Maxey, you're not Allen Iverson in 2001. You don't need to play 41 minutes.
He might want to be. I seen him. That was his Halloween costume.
I mean, look, he has the cornrows, he has the shooting sleeve, he just needs the headband to, and all the tattoos. But look, I mean that could be the case too. Look, let's get to this Cavaliers game, which honestly was probably closer than what it should have been. The Sixers lost this game 132 to 121.
You thought it should have been closer?
No, I thought it should have been a blowout.
Oh, okay.
It was closer than it should have been.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, is there any good in this game?
Were there any good in this game?
We fought back. They
showed some fights. It was the end of a back-to-back. No, there wasn't really much good. There was a lot more bad. One of the bad things I noticed was VJ Edgecombe is just tired right now.
He's exhausted.
He hit a wall.
The question is, can he push through it or not? We'll see.
I think he will.
We'll see.
Like I said, it's November. He hit a wall,
and he's playing a lot of minutes. That's the thing. All these guys are playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah, you talk about a guy who played at college. They don't play back-to-backs in college.
No.
Especially at 30-something minutes. They don't have that many minutes in college basketball. So we have 40. So for him to play that many minutes on a back-to-back, he's definitely going to hit a wall right now. And that's okay. It's okay. Like I mentioned, this team has good depth. If everybody's there, this team is 12, maybe 13 deep.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, which kind of boggles my mind about the Bulls game, going back to it real quick, because the Sixers only played 9 deep. Why did they play only 9 deep in a Bulls game?
That's a good question.
They played 9
questions
deep.
That need to be. They usually play Drummond and Bona, but they just wanted to play Bona.
See, Drummond and Bona are matchup dependent.
Yeah, and the second unit center is Jalen Smith, and you probably want Bona on him.
Yes. Yes. Drummond. Drummond is a player you want on a slower paced team. You want him to grab boards, protect the paint. Bona is a high flyer up and down the court. He's going to swat shots like he did in that Charlotte game. So it's really matchup dependent.
Yeah, look, the good here, Quentin Grimes had a really good game. Tyrese had a good game, kind of.
He shot well, that's for sure.
He shot well. So did Grimes, but and look, Drummond had a 13-13 game in 28 minutes. That's pretty good. The bad here, Donovan Mitchell was just like, oh, you think Tyrese Maxey's the best point guard in the East, the best guard in the East? Hold my drink. Let me just show you with 46 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, only 2 turnovers, shooting 71% from the field, 54% from the 3-point line, 10 of 10 from the foul line. Look, I like Tyrese. He's not the best guard in the East. He's the top 4, but he's not the best.
I'm gonna say top 3.
Okay, well, let's pause and break this down for a second. Okay, who do we have ahead of him? I say Jalen Brunson. Fair.
Yeah, Brunson, Mitchell, and Maxey.
Mitchell. See, I think in a vacuum, Trae Young's probably better.
Nah.
Well, okay. You forgot about somebody. He's not playing this year, but Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I did forget about him this year. Well, let's just stick to this year.
I mean, look, Maxey has a decent shot of getting an all-star bid and possibly all-NBA, depending on how well the Sixers do and how many games he plays.
He's coming off Player of the Week also. So
that is true. Look, Maxey had a really good game, too. He shot 50-40 and 50-40, but only shot 62% from the foul line. But
did you know Tyrese Maxey is averaging 47% from 3 this season?
I believe it. There's a couple players shooting over 50%, which is mind-boggling to me. It'll go down. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But I mean, Trent Wofford had a good game too. 16 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. Look, Trent Wofford's going to be a good part of the second unit. You do not want to start Trent. It doesn't work that way. But I do like what I'm seeing. Look, at the end of the day, this goes back to minutes again. Kelly with 38, Maxey with 36, VJ with 37, Grimes with 32, Drummond with 28. What are we doing, guys? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a lot of minutes.
And we're playing small. We were playing small against a large team. I mean, By the way, the Cavs are a better team than us. Let's be real. Right now, they're probably a better team.
Mm-hmm.
They're healthy again.
Fully healthy. I might take the Sixers over the Cavs.
Actually, no, they're still missing Max Strus, but they have everybody else back.
Yeah, Garland came back. He only had about 8 points.
Jared Allen's back. He had 24 points. Mobley had 23. That just shows you the size disparity yet again. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't kill us on the offensive board. They had 10, we had 15. So we actually beat them on the offensive boards. But my point still stands. We played small against a big team. I don't know what's going on. Look, we were down by like 20 plus points multiple times in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We should not have came back to keep it within like 11, to be honest. But look, we ran out of gas again. That's the second part of this game. So that's that. But let's get into some other stuff here, Maurice. Let's whoosh our way to the other part. So whoosh. And look, so let me ask you this. You talked about having the team get back. What does the starting lineup look like, and will this team be getting PG and Barlow back make a difference?
Oh, absolutely. How
so?
For PG, speaking of PG, not even talk about his offense. His defense is going to be really important going forward.
Mm-hmm.
That wing defender. I mean, we kind of forget that Paul George, at one point in time in his career, was a really good 3 defender. Defender at the 3. If we can get that back, first of all, Paul George coming back at his right position is important.
Because he played a lot of power. Start him at the 3. Okay.
Yeah. And my wish for the starting lineup should be Maxey, Edgecombe, PG, Watford, and Embiid. That should
I'm gonna switch out Walford for Barlow. Here's why.
Okay.
You want Walford's playmaking in the second unit and his scoring. You don't need another scorer with that unit. You need somebody that will do all the dirty work. You want Barlow in there, okay? Mm-hmm. We played the best when Barlow was in the starting 5.
Barlow's very good.
Covers the rebounding, covers the defense, versatile, willing to do the dirty work, willing to be connector on offense. Just wish he could shoot, but you take what you can get.
You don't need it.
Even if he can't shoot, the rest of the guys can shoot, so that's the important part, right?
Yeah.
Look, I like Barlow's offensive and defensive rebounding, the screening, the defending, the passing, all of it. And I'm not saying that Wofford's a bad player, but I think Wofford's skill set, and he's not nearly as good defensively as Barlow is. I would like to have a little bit more size and a little bit more defense and a little bit more connecting stuff in that starting 5 versus what Wofford can bring us.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that Wofford is the more talented of the 3 4s that they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of what works with that starting unit, if you have a high power offensive starting 5, you need at least one guy that does all the dirty work, whether it's Draymond Green, PJ Tucker, whoever you want to put in that spot. You need to have somebody that does all the dirty work, that doesn't take up a lot of shots. Wofford does, and is a high usage player because he play makes a lot too. You want to have Barlow in there.
And I keep going back to it, our depth. Just look at that second unit. You got McCain, Grimes, Watford, Drummond or Bona, whichever one of you want to go with there.
And Kelly.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good. There's no reason why Maxey should be playing more than 36 minutes a night. There's no reason why you can't play PG more than 30 minutes a night. There's no reason why Edgecombe should be playing more than 32 minutes a night.
And you know what? Embiid should play no more than 33 minutes.
No, I'm going to say this. Embiid should play no more than 28 minutes during the regular season.
Okay.
There's no reason for it.
That's the Sixers' end goal.
Because
we need a healthy Embiid. We need a healthy Joel Embiid in March, April, May, and hopefully June.
That's why you play PG and Joel low minutes. You can play Joel at 28. That's 7 minutes a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
If you pace it out, you play him for the first 7 minutes and the last 7 minutes of each half, right?
Yep.
You can play Bona and or Drummond in between that time. Then you can play PG about 30 minutes a night. That's what is that? You can play him 7 minutes the first half, and then 8 minutes the first quarter, 7 minutes, 8 minutes the second quarter, something like that. I played a lot of 2K. I had time to devise rotations like these, okay? So, but no, like you keep those guys low. And by the way, we're not even talking about Justin Edwards yet, who's our like 11th man on the bench when everybody's healthy.
Yeah. And
solid
I guess
player.
Edwards, Walker. If you think Eric Gordon could give you something off the bench,
I mean, occasionally, I wouldn't want to see him more than once every 10 games, and Kyle every 20 games.
Yeah, so we're talking 12, 13 deep if everybody can stay healthy. So yeah, the minutes is an issue, definitely.
Yeah. So we already kind of touched on it. What's going on with Edgecombe? The answer is easy. He's tired, and I think he's deferring too much. Young man, you are the most physically talented on this team. Don't you dare defer.
Right.
Don't you dare defer.
Yes.
This leading scorer is going to be Maxey. You should be the second leading scorer most nights. Here's the pecking order. If everybody's healthy, it's Maxey, you, Joel, PG, and then whoever you want off the bench. Grimes, Walford, and then it doesn't matter after that. That's the pecking order. McCain. Sorry, I forgot about McCain. McCain, Grimes, Walford. Okay, that's what the pecking order should be offensively.
Listen, I'm gonna tie in another podcast, NBA Now and Then. The Sixers could have an Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars backcourt with a Vinnie Johnson and Jeremy Kane.
Yeah,
that's how good that backcourt could be.
If Jeremy Kane can find his rhythm, yes,
I think he will. I think he was a very efficient shooter last season before he got injured. Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, and look, last point here. We kind of already talked about the offensive woes. We talked about, can the offense find a rhythm? Yes, if Joel doesn't play Joel ball anymore. It's not Joel ball. It's face and face. You know.
Hey, let me say something here for a second. I see a lot of people online talking about they're starting to drum up the trade Embiid stuff.
No,
let me say it.
No.
The Sixers don't come anywhere close to a championship without Joel Embiid here.
Yeah, look, you need
never
Joel for the playoffs. We can play Embiid ball during the playoffs. That's fine.
I don't even know about that.
Well,
I don't know.
I think there will be certain matchups that will call for Embiid ball, okay? I think there will be certain matchups or certain games, because there are teams that are going to shut down Maxey. There's going to be teams that have the defensive wings to shut down Maxey, okay? You need to have a secondary offensive flow. Wings that can shut down Maxey and or Edgecombe. You want to have a secondary offense in case that doesn't work. Joel is that offense. We've seen Joel at his peak. We know that he can get a team far. Now, do you need it for every round? No. There are some rounds where you don't need Embiid ball, but there's going to be at least one series that you need it. Why do you think Team USA got Embiid in the first place? To deal with Jokic, right? There's going to be at least one series in the East and or West if we get lucky and go that far, where you're going to need Embiid to be Embiid. Okay?
Yes.
So that's don't like you said, don't fans stop it. It's not no, we're not trading Embiid, okay?
No. No, you don't need to trade Embiid, but like I mentioned earlier, the offense doesn't need to revolve around Joel Embiid. And that includes the playoffs too. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it for multiple seasons now. Joel Embiid in the playoffs, his numbers go down. They don't go up.
Well, not true. Against the against New York last time, he actually looked really good.
Statistically, throughout his entire playoff career, his averages went down.
He's also not healthy during the playoffs, okay?
Well, it's a yin and a yang. I mean, that's the goal of this season. And Joel Embiid's already kind of made us think about it, about his minutes earlier, like a couple weeks ago when he was only getting 20. And he wants to play more. Listen, Joel.
No, you're not allowed until the playoffs.
Listen, Joel. You go by the moniker that you've had for years now. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Yep.
Trust the process, man. You're not needed to play 38 minutes in November. We don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Look,
I don't want to see Joel Embiid play 38 minutes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But you know who else should start trust the process? And let's get to around the NBA. Whoosh. It is the Memphis Grizzlies. They need to trust the process. And they need to trade Ja Morant. They need to trade everybody. Trade Jaren Jackson Jr. Trade John Morant. Let us get Gigi Jackson for Eric Gordon in a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Look, they John Morant is out of. He looks bad.
He doesn't want to be there.
No, he doesn't want to be there. So let me ask you,
anymore.
What teams should be calling about John Morant? I think there's 3 or 4.
Well,
minimum 2.
I'm going to be as nice as possible when I say this. I don't think John Morant really comes with winning. I don't think he's a winning player.
Well, he wins during the regular season.
All right, fair enough. His style isn't really conducive to winning.
Is he the Russell Westbrook of this generation?
Well, Westbrook,
win a lot during the regular season. Can you win during the playoffs?
Yeah, well, from a play style, maybe. Although Westbrook was a little bit more facilitator, but yeah.
Well, look, we're going to be doing a comp of him and Derrick Rose on NBA now and then. Just
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
But I will say, to the teams. What teams should call for him? I can think about 2 or 3 in the West.
A team that needs a blockbuster superstar, the Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets. I thought of the Nets too. No. Though, will he be doing any winning there? And are the Nets really in a place to trade for Sell tickets. Okay.
No.
Does the trade save Sean Marks' job? Probably not. He's probably gone.
I saw a rumor that the Timberwolves are interested in Ja.
Look, that makes sense. But
no, it doesn't.
you need a point guard long term next to Ant. Now, is Ja the best fit? No, but you can understand.
Ja's not even a traditional point guard.
No, I mean, look, I just don't think it works because there's no financial trade that really makes sense for that one.
Rudy or Nas?
You don't want to trade Rudy.
Nas Reed?
You do because he's having a really bad year, actually, but that doesn't get a deal done. I'm going to say this. I think the Pelicans should call.
Put him next to Zion?
Ooh. Why not? Talk about selling tickets, right?
Somebody's going to get a poster every night.
Now, here's the caveat. If you believe in Jeremiah Fears, I don't think you do that because I do like what I've seen from Fears so far. But
the Pelicans are one of the worst teams in the league, too, by the way.
Yes, they are. They are 2-6 right now. But you might consider it. You might also consider it if you're Sacramento. Sacramento has all their picks.
Speaking of Westbrook,
point guard of the future. Now, does he fit? Absolutely not. He can't shoot. But trading for John Morant, tell me that is not a Sacramento Kings thing to do.
You would have John Morant, if they stay there, John Morant, Westbrook, and DeRozan.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suspect some trade would probably go around Levine or DeRozan, probably. I haven't done the numbers on that. I mean, I got Fanspo up. I can
talk about a team that's in purgatory. That's the Sacramento Kings. You basically took 2 out of the 3 starters for the Bulls, put them on your team, and you're still bad, and added Westbrook. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
That's a good question.
If I'm Sabonis, I'm asking out.
No, that's fair. Miami could be a team. Look, Heat culture, right? Heat culture.
I don't know if that can save Ja. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, if any culture could, it would be Heat culture, right?
Yeah.
And look, they do need a long-term, they like star power, taking swings at stars. He does have some baggage, but look, when he was at his peak, he was the name of the NBA, right? So look, Miami could look, and they have the pieces to do it. You can make that work. You have Andrew Wiggins' contract. You got some other young pieces that you can throw in there.
At one point in time, John Morant was going to be the face of the league.
He was. But then you make bad decisions. Kids don't make bad decisions, right?
Yeah.
So, those are some of the teams that I'm thinking here. Outside of that, let's talk about Jaren Jackson. If they do go nuclear and just, blow up the whole thing, which I think they should, where does Jaren Jackson go? Where could he go?
Why do I feel like he will be a Laker somehow, some way?
That would take some major finagling. No, you can't do it. He's only making $8 million. He's like Jaren Jackson's making a max contract. Here's a hot take.
Ayton and Reeves.
No, I think Orlando should call.
Mm.
You need
look. They already got Bane.
Well, first off, I don't like Jaren Jackson Jr. at center because he can't rebound. We saw that during FIBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they do need they have rebound. They have big wings that can rebound to supplement that. Mm-hmm. But look, they need something better at the center position because Wendell Carter is like okay, but he's going to be a backup on high-end backup eventually, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing with their other two backups. They're good, but they're not like great at anything. So, like, I don't know. I could see that. Jaren Jackson going there. If Golden State decides that, hey, Jonathan Kuminga, we like what you've done this year, but we want to have a center of the future. Jaren Jackson Jr. in Golden State makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. I don't know. It makes a lot of sense.
It does. We already know they want to move on from Kuminga.
Yeah, you could swing that deal. How they do that, I don't know. I don't have Fanspo up, but I could see that. I could also see Dallas calling.
Oh, that's a tight one.
Hear me out. AD doesn't want to play center. If AD doesn't want to play center, you need to have a stretch big next to him. Do they have a stretch big right now? No.
Okay.
Jaren Jackson would help their offense and still be good defensively for them. San Antonio, putting him next to Wemby.
Ooh, well, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who would they give up? They would have to give up a young piece.
They would probably have to give up probably one of their three young guards, or they still have all their picks. Or all but one of their picks.
You would have to go with a player.
Well, Jeremy Shohan's there. He's not done growing.
It's Castle, Vassell, or Harper.
Probably Castle, if I had to guess. But who I don't know. That San Antonio is an interesting one.
Defensively, those
you have two of the best shot blockers in the NBA playing next to each other.
Ooh, that's tough.
And Jaren can space the floor for him. Honestly, I think I talked myself into San Antonio should be the number one team calling for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Play on 2K.
Right. Yeah. Like nobody's getting a layup on that team unless it's a fast break. That's if Wemby's not chasing them down. So look, there's really not that many other players. Like I said, Eric Gordon for Gigi Jackson, another power forward. Outside of that, I don't really know if I have much else to talk about. I just, I think that they are a team that should definitely blow it up. I wasn't expecting Indiana to be this bad.
Well, they lost. They had some more injuries. Nembhard, Mathurin. I know because they have them on fantasy team, so that's tough.
Oh yeah, and they just waived Matt McClung, by the way.
Yeah, they're signing Monty
Morris.
Yeah,
he's a good backup.
Monty Ellis.
No, wrong era. Wrong era.
So real quick though, so far this season, any teams have stood out to you?
Portland. First off, I thought Drew Holiday was washed. So far, I've been proven wrong.
Left in the tank, yeah.
Now, I will say this. Denny Advia. The All-Star campaign needs to start for this guy now.
Ooh.
He's averaging 22, 8, and 4. Mm-hmm. Best player on the team by far. He was a throw-in trade on a draft night 2 years ago. And he was showing signs of life in Washington. That's the crazy part. Washington traded him away.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's on a killer contract. That's just, Portland's surprise team here. Lakers being 7-2, missing most of the, Lucas missed a handful game. Austin Reeves missed a game or two here. LeBron hasn't even played yet. By the way, low-key hot take, I think the Lakers might be better without LeBron.
Well, they're not going to do anything about that, so.
No, they won't. I'm just saying, if they're playing this good with him, something tells me that they might not play as well if LeBron's not there. But who knows? I think
LeBron's too good to ever let that happen. LeBron's going to give you something that makes you a better team. That's for sure.
We'll see. Can he fit in or will he fit out? That happens to old guys sometimes. That's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, for me, just being a fan and watching Wembanyama right now, it's just so fun. He's just fun. He's a fun player to watch. I mentioned this on another pod. I had the third pick in our fantasy draft. I had to pick between Giannis and Wembanyama, and I took Giannis. I think I regret that.
Well, to be fair, Giannis is playing at MVP level, and he has the Bucks 5th in the East right now, despite them not having a real point guard. But shout out to Ryan Hollins, actually playing pretty good.
Yeah, shout out to him. I actually picked him up. He's actually doing pretty good. I saw
that. I was very tempted to pick him up, but I kind of liked what I got going on right now, so I'm undefeated right now in fantasy. So By the way, I had to remind Maurice that we had a fantasy draft that night because he had completely forgot it. Just saying.
Why you gotta put me out there like that?
Because I won the league last year, and I want to make sure that I keep my streak alive.
Well, we got it done, and actually, I think who am I going up against this week? Oh, last week it was Chris.
I think you're playing me this week. No, I'm not playing you this week. That was fantasy football. That's fantasy football. Beat you in that too.
Yeah, I want to shout out Josh Giddey, who's actually statistically having a really good season.
Yeah, I was not expecting this from Josh Giddey. There's a reason why Chicago still first in the East right now. Kudos to them. Can Atlanta survive the Trae Young absence? Because he's going to be gone for at least like 3 to 4 more weeks. That's crazy.
A lot of injuries. Yeah,
Hornets are already starting. Sorry, go ahead.
Tyrese Maxey is exponentially a better guard right now than Trae Young.
Oh yeah. I think this season that's fair. Charlotte Hornets, they're getting injured a lot already too. Really, the only team that's in the bottom, outside of the play-in that's not injured, that's just bad, is Washington and Orlando. 3-5. I think that's another surprise team because I was expecting them to be in the top 3 of the East.
Kershaw George of the Wizards is actually a really good player. I like his game.
Yeah, he's doing good. Did you pick him up in fantasy too, or did somebody else do that? Okay, I thought you did. I was tempted to add him, but I needed to see a longer stretch before I gave up one of my forwards. But anyway, on that note, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks everybody again for listening to the Sixer Sense podcast. I'm your host Lucas. You can follow me at CoachJ_20. You can follow Maurice at Philadelphia 215. Everybody make sure you follow us on our other 2 podcasts that we do together, NBA Now and then The Greatest Comparisons, and 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. Maurice is the Eagles host. And make sure you follow us on
Go Birds.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, make sure you guys follow us on any platform that you listen to us on: Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.
See you guys.